Now, we also have a lot of things going on around the convention. Kat and I have been interviewing all the executives from Blizzard, but Joe Garcia, our field reporter, is out there getting some of the color of what's happening at all the booths with all the fans. So let's go out to Joe right now. Joe, what's going on out there?
Hey guys, we're here on the floor with one of our partners here, for Blizzard's partner, SteelSeries. They created one of the mice that are in the BlizzCon store, which actually sold out on the very first day. And Kat was giving me such a hard time about my choice of mouse. So I chose to come and check out her choice of mouse and see how this mouse works. I have actually the designer of the mouse here with me. What's your name?
Phil.
Phil, okay, tell us a little bit about this mouse.
Basically, this mouse is a 15-button mouse that we've designed for World of Warcraft. The thing that my reason for wanting a mouse with 15 buttons was that when you play World of Warcraft and you're higher level, you've got so many abilities that you constantly move your hand around the keyboard to get to your other abilities, hence reducing your reaction time. So I said, I don't want to move my left hand, so I want to bind more stuff on my right hand, so hence coming out with a mouse that has 15 buttons. Now, I just didn't want to limit it to 15 buttons. I wanted these buttons to be all completely configurable so that you could program to anything that you want. And you can even do in-game macros on them using the exact same scripting language that you would do in the game. Also, in the layout of this mouse when we were designing it, something that was really important for us was to keep the ergonomics really good. So we wanted to have all the buttons basically lay in a natural position to where your fingers rest when you're resting on the mouse. Like this D-pad basically has 4 directions, and the middle part of it can be pressed. So it's meant for you to position your thumb on it so that you can just kind of rock your fingers up and down, forward and back to be able to get all the commands. So every single button like that requires very minimal movement to get it, which gives you a much faster reaction time, much faster reflexes.
I have to ask you about that because there are a lot of girl gamers out here today, and one of our biggest pet peeves is the mouse is either too big or it's way too small, because you have some people have really big hands, some have small. Is it sensitive all the way to the end?
Yes, it is. You can click the button from here, basically, if you want to.
So any point on here?
Yeah, from this, yeah, exactly.
Okay. And also, it is a corded mouse, right? Some people are saying, is there a possibility that you'll eventually go wireless?
I actually don't recommend to go wireless for the following reason, that because of the complexity of the commands that you're sending through, if you go with a wireless mouse, the speed of transfer between your mouse and the actual receptor is going to create latency when you send a 200-character macro, because you can do that on this mouse. You can bind like a 200-character macro to a single button, and with the wireless, that would actually create lag, which would, reduce your ability to play well.
How about those people that are actual competitive gamers? We have a lot of tournament players here today that usually bring their own hardware with them because they're so used to having pre-configured stuff. Can they take this program in at home and bring it to a tournament and be able to use it?
Yes, I mean, the whole thing is we've been developing this mouse with Blizzard since day one, and one of the objectives was that that professional gamers could use this in a competitive arena. We've also gotten some feedback because we sponsor some of the top playing, pro gamer teams out there, including like SK Gaming that was competing earlier. And we basically sat with them in 2008 when we were finalizing the detail of this to get their feedback as to the mouse, what they would want for it. So every single one of our products, we go through this panel of pro gamers to make sure that, we get their opinions and their feedback to make sure that it would work with them.
Okay, and how fast is the actual mouse?
It's 3200 DPI. It's, top of the line sensor in it. It's got like all the functionality in it that you would want. You can basically set your polling rate the same way you would with a very high-end competitive mouse. You can do all those settings on this mouse, plus the added functionality. Now also one thing that's coming up that we're working with Blizzard is that in an upcoming patch, we're going to be adding in-game integration. So basically Blizzard modified their game code to be able to recognize this mouse natively within the game. So you'll be able to go within the game itself and bind everything without even needing a driver. And we're the only mouse on the market right now that can do that.
And then I guess my last really big question for you, do you feel that this gives the person that's using it a competitive advantage against somebody else?
Definitely. I mean, I would even say an unfair advantage.
You heard it here. It's the mouse. It sold out the first day. It's available. Where can people get this mouse?
You can get them at Best Buy, GameStop, also on our web store, on the Blizzard web store. When you see it, if you see it available, get it, because it sells out within a few days or even a few hours, depending on where you're getting it.
I think Kat may have been right. It is a beautiful mouse, the World of Warcraft mouse. SteelSeries created it, and back to you guys at the desk.
Mouse. It's a beautiful mouse.